Have you ever wondered what it was like to spend a full day retro game shopping in Tokyo, Japan? First off, we start our day by returning to hard-off Kona Funabashi store to pick up a copy of Pokemon Yellow we saw for just 5,000 yen. That wasn't even the best deal. I also found a Game Boy Advance for just 6,300. Hey man, say man, back at y'all again today with another video. I'm going back to a hard-off that I was at just a couple days ago because here, Pokemon Yellow was just 5K, so let's get in there and pick it up. Not much has changed at this store because I was here just a few days ago, but Pokemon Yellow was luckily waiting for me right there. I did want to stop by their video game showcase before I exited the store, and my oh my did they have some things. They had not one but two Pokemon Special Edition Game Boy Advances and a Final Fantasy Game Boy Micro complete in box, not to mention the Pokemon Center Game Boy Advance SP and the Mother 3 Game Boy Micro back there as well. While all this stuff is cool, it's not exactly what I came for, so it's time for me to pick up my copy of Pokemon Yellow and then head off to Yokohama. After 3 months of searching, we finally did it. A copy of Pokemon Yellow secured for under 5,000 yen. Let's go. I'm going to a Super Bazaar here in Yokohama next, so let's go see what's up with that. So we have made it here to Olympic in Yokohama, and this is the location of the next book off, Super Bazaar. Welcome to Book Off Super Bazaar Yokohama Olympic Store. I've never been to this one, so I'm excited to see what we can find. When I first walked in, immediately to my right, there was a massive wall of plush. Here you can find some of your favorite Pokemon at a discounted price. But I do gotta say, they're still nowhere near as cheap as Surugaya. Anytime I come to a plush section, I gotta look for my favorites, which are Salamence and Luxray. Luxray was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100 in Pokemon Diamond, and Salamence was probably the coolest evolution I ever had as a kid. Although I was unlucky, I didn't find either one. I did see this little Shinx here, and I did really like this Dialga too, but unfortunately the prices were pretty high at this particular Super Bazaar. You don't need to worry about that. Today we're looking for retro video games, not plush. Even though they do have a bunch of awesome plush at this store, we're looking for the retro stuff. So let's make our way down the card aisle, past the rest of the store, and down to the video games. Check out some of the heat they have on the wall though. I mean, an Espeon, some B-Series e-reader cards, check out the holos. This isn't stuff you see every day, you gotta love to see it. Much less a Umbreon. Evolutions are going crazy right now. Who is your favorite Pokemon? If you were to pick up any one of these cards or any of the plushes you've seen throughout this video today, which Pokemon would it be? Let me know in the comments down below. There was certainly a lot to see on this wall, and also in the front of these showcases they had some banners that had hit lists for some of the most valuable cards that they're currently looking to buy. Making my way through the maze of these aisles is always an exhilarating experience, but with a few more turns we finally managed to make our way to the video game section. And now they didn't have the biggest video game section at this store. It was only one aisle. They did actually have some decent prices when it came to video games. I mean, check that out. That game right there is Detective Pikachu, and it's only 1,100 yen. That's less than $10 US. The DS section was huge as well. From 3DS and original Nintendo DS, they really did have a decent selection of games. However, their Pokemon games were a little bit overpriced. Overall, I'm honestly still looking for the consoles though. Like, where are they hiding these bad boys out? I'm not really looking for any PlayStation today, so we're gonna bypass that. I did want to take a look at the old soft. Let's see what they have CIB for old cartridges. Maybe they'll have the Game Boy stuff there, because I'm not seeing it anywhere else in this store. I'm really trying to find that Game Boy Advance copy of Leaf Green, guys. You know that I need it. Doesn't look like we're gonna find it here, but maybe we can still find this console showcase, so let's keep it pushing and see where it's gonna be. I do see a lot of old software over here, so it's possible that we do have a chance. And I do spy with my little eye a watermelon controller for only 1,300 yen. That's still a pretty good deal. Although it is a little yellow, it's worth the pickup if you need a controller to play on. Lo and behold, that finally brings us to our console cabinet, and it isn't anything crazy. They do have a GameCube and a bunch of DS's mixed in with some Switches, but nothing overwhelming. I guess that's all they have at this specific store, and that's kind of just how it goes sometimes. But don't worry, this isn't the last stop of the day just yet. I found another book off that doesn't doesn't close until 10, and that's on the way back. It's also here in Yokohama, so let's go check it out. Our next stop is Book Off Yokohama Higashi Totsuka store, and here it turned out to be a hidden gem. Just look at that game section. Right when you first walk in the store, it is so beautifully organized with a ton of complete in-box games and even a few consoles. There's really only a few titles that I'm still looking for, but I'm not gonna hesitate to dive straight in and see what I can find. They do have a few Pokemon titles right here in the DS section, but I'm mainly looking for the loose cartridges at this store. One of the games that I've always wanted to pick up is Pokemon Gale of Darkness XD, so let's see if we can get lucky today in the GameCube section. What do you think, guys? Will today be the day? Unfortunately, after I flipped through all of these 10 to 12 cases here, it turned out that today definitely was not the day that I found a discount copy of Gale of Darkness XD. I almost got teased by that one red and black disc though. It really is nice to see a store such beautifully organized as this one. Make sure to clean up your messes, guys. Anytime you come in and you want to shop at a store like this, just put the games back where you found them and back in their aisles where they're supposed to go, just to keep it nice and neat for the next person. I'm gonna speed up this process because yeah, this is basically what I do. Anytime I go into one of these stores, if there's not spine carded games, you gotta flip through every single one of them to check out what they have. And like I said, I'm looking for that Gale of Darkness. I'm gonna go ahead and spare you flipping through all of the UMDs, all the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, because there were a lot of them. But let me show you what I did find in the highlights. Out of all the trays, my highlight was definitely this copy of Tilt and Tumble Kirby for just 270 yen. Previously at the Suragaya, I got one for 300 and that was a steal, so 270 even better. And that's gonna bring us to the best item that I found in the entire store, which is right here in the front in the console showcase. And no, it's not this 3DS, although that's cool. It is a complete in-box Game Boy Advance Fuchsia Pink for just 6,300 yen. It took me some time to think about it because I did recently just pick up a Game Boy Advance, but guys, overall I had to get it. Nothing else in these other showcases could even compare closely to that kind of deal, and of course they did not have a complete in-box copy of Pokemon Leaf Green, so I figured why not, I might as well just go ahead and double up on the Game Boy Advances instead. Guys, that's gonna go ahead and bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching another one of my off-store walkthrough videos where I highlight some of the best places to retro shop in Japan. If you like this type of video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, and until next time, I'll be out this thing. Peace!
I couldn't pass it up, dude. For that price, I had to grab it.